Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So today I'm excited to introduce to you to this simple but yet a powerful money manifestation technique. So far I've been using it for a couple of weeks now and the results are amazing. So this technique you're about to learn harnesses the power of law of attraction, Feng Shui principles, symbolism, and the power of your intention. So basically you might be wondering, like, why do you need to learn any other manifestation technique? Because you already know the law of attraction, you know how to use vision board, you know how to do your affirmation, and there's so many other money manifestation technique. But the thing is, I've realized that most of the time the law of attraction works, and sometimes it doesn't work. And also, it does take time to do that, to do the manifestation process itself. So maybe you have to sit down, you have to visualize, you have to, be involved. So this technique I'm going to tell you, it's very effective and takes less time, and also it yields a very powerful results. So anyways, so basically this method combines a couple of principles. Like I said earlier, it's not just visualization, it's not just the law of attraction, it's a lot of things combined together. So when these things combine together, they kind of tune you, or they put you into an alignment with your goal. It's like you throw a rock on the pond, and then it sends a very big ripple effect across the entire pond, and then these waves are going to come back in multiple times, in threefolds, tenfolds. So what this principle, so basically that's how this principle works. So anyway, so we know that the law of attraction states that the like attracts like, and then the principle of Feng Shui is that wherever there's a flow of energy, that's considered auspicious. And then when it comes to symbolism, it's basically the language of the universe. Symbolism it's a very powerful tool when used properly in the subconscious mind. You find yourself in a certain settings because of symbolism. And then intention is a very powerful force that most of people don't really harness its power. They don't really understand how the intention works. So for example, sometimes when you go to sleep, you just put your intention within it's less than a second. You put your intention, I want to wake up tomorrow early so that I can do my stuff, or I can go to work. You find yourself waking up without even you even beat the alarm. So intention is very powerful. So I'm gonna tell you a little backstory how all of this started. As many of you know, that I channel a lot of higher consciousness for a lot of things. I've been channeling for over 3 years now. It just started, not really out of nowhere, out of an interesting experience where I've talked to a lot of interesting beings. I've talked to Christ and a lot of other interesting beings. I post most of my channeling session on another channel. If you're interested to learn, I'll just post the link in the description below. So anyways, so most of the inspiration comes from these guides, and sometimes they just you just have an idea, and then when you put it into action, you realize that it's coming from them. So when the idea came through, I first thought, it seems like a very silly idea, but I kind of said I'm gonna do it anyways, because sometimes it's not, you don't have to take anything so seriously, right? I said I'm gonna do it anyways and see what's happened. So when I did it, I did, and then I had forgotten. And then the following days, I started to notice like money coming from all these different channels and different, corners. Like all these people who owe me money, they started to, calling me and give me money, and some would come and grab something. It was just like an interesting. And then I remember that, it was what I did. That's why money started coming to flow through to me. Then I told this experience to one of my close cousin. She went ahead and did it, and then she also noticed a lot of changes. Like a lot of customers started flowing to her business, and she would get money from different avenues. So after I had told her, she came back and told me how she has improved the technique. She kind of tried to make it more powerful, and I used what she had improved. A couple of days later, one of my close friend who I haven't really talked to for in a bit, came to me and then we called me, and then we talked for a while, and out of nowhere, that she decided to send me $500. I was like, wow, this thing really works. So after I tried to, I'm a kind of a person who likes to understand the mechanics, the working behind the, everything. So after investigating, then I learned that, this technique is not really just, it's not really a woo, it's not really something that, is out of nowhere. It has a lot of acceptable principles. So anyways, that's the little backstory of what happened. So the reality is we all could use money. Sometimes maybe you're falling back from your bills. Maybe you're probably, your budget is tight, and you need to maybe spoil yourself. Maybe go out, maybe buy a gift to your loved one, and that's the reality. That's the fact that everybody could use extra cash once in a while. So, and then of course you can just go ahead and brainstorm how to make extra cash, which will work well. It's a guarantee that you're gonna find a way. But what about if you can just set yourself in a state where these things, they align you, they put yourself in a position where money will flow to you and through you easily, instead of just going hard on looking ways to make extra money. There is that. You can do it manually. You can use law of attraction. You can use visualization technique. The really difference between this manifestation technique is that you do it once and expect the result. So I'm gonna explain the technique a little bit further. So first, before I explain it, I'm gonna just put some kind of like a word of caution out there. So really, never stress about money. Don't stress about money at all. The more you are relaxed, the more you are at ease, the more money is gonna flow to you effortlessly. The reason is, we all know that the more you're making that situation even harder than what it already is. For myself, I just do it for fun. I don't do it to become the next billionaire or whatever. I just do it for fun. I do it whenever I need extra money, whenever I just want extra money to do this. So really just do it for fun. Don't stress. If you're stressing, then you're probably just gonna block yourself from receiving the money. And another thing is, keep your initial, whenever you do it, just keep it private first, because there's a lot of negative people out there. They'll say you that's stupid and it's not gonna work. It has been proven. They'll tell you things just to put you down, because we are really energy beings. The way, if you accept something, then you are vibrating. You are tuning into that statement. And we're not all the same. Some people they can just say, oh, stay away, back off. And some people can take those words literally, and then before you know it, they just don't do it anymore. So just keep it for yourself, the first trial, and then be in a moderation, maintain the balance. You're not going to just sit down and just say, okay, I'm just not gonna do anything, and then I'm gonna manifest money. So because sometimes these things, they need a potential, that potential vibration for you to make money, right? So just maintain the balance and be moderate. Don't be, don't overdo it. Don't do an over expectation, right? And then another thing to think about is, do you really need money, or do you really need something else? Sometimes, maybe it's a car. Maybe you just really need a car. You don't really need money to buy a car. Maybe it's a laptop. Maybe it's a television. Maybe it's a place to stay. So sometimes, don't only focus on the money. Ask yourself, do I really need money, or do I really need something else? And that's very important, because the universe really knows what you want. So when you have that need, and then you actually put in the alignment to receive it, then it's gonna come to you. Okay, so that's what I wanted to say, and now I'm gonna explain how the actual technique works. So basically, before you do it, there are three things that you're gonna need. The first one is a small amount of money, right? So why do you need money? People say you need money to make money. That's partially true. So the type of money you need is, you need the bill that circulates a lot. So for example, let's say like in USA or in Canada, a $20 bill circulates more than a $50 bill or a $100 bill, because it's easy for someone to have $20 bill. They go, and purchase like few things quickly. Even if you go in a cashier, you'll find more $20 bills than $100 bill or $50 bills. So use the bill that circulates a lot. So in Feng Shui principle, the thing that has that energy of circulation, it's auspicious. So you're going to take a bill that circulates a lot. You don't really need a lot, but you need a couple of them. Okay, that's number one. Number two is, you need an auspicious location. I'm going to explain to you what is an auspicious location. Remember, we talked about the places where energy flows. So this location in your living space, you can use it in your office, you can use it in your working place, you can use it in your whatever. So any place or location that has an energy flowing, that's an auspicious place. So the more energy flows to it, the more powerful, the more it's gonna bring, or it's gonna brush that energy to you. So when you set your intention at that location, that means that intention is gonna catch that energy and manifest it and make it even more powerful. So for example, let's say like for myself, I have an east facing window. So this window is very auspicious, because the first thing, the breeze comes from the ocean, and then the second thing, there is the ocean. Ocean is a flowing water, right? And then another thing, the sun, it's where the sun rises. Okay, so if you think about it, in the ocean, what's in the ocean? The fish, they're always swimming, right? If you think about the ports, a lot of things comes, a lot of imports come through the port. There's like all these cargo ship coming through. It's not just physical, but it's also on the energetic level. So they bring all these things to the land. So when you capture that energy, it becomes very powerful. So you find an auspicious location. There's a bunch of location. Even a door can be a good auspicious location. It depends on the direction. Okay, And then the third thing, which is mostly overlooked, is you need a channel. You need a channel to receive that money. For myself, I had all these. You have relatives, you have maybe business places, you have a work, a job, maybe. So find these channels. You need to have the channel that money has to come through it. So more than that, you just need your intention and be sincere to yourself. So the way you're gonna do it is you wake up early in the morning, right? Wake up really early in the morning, just before the sunrise. So maybe some people are you're on a different time zone, it's a different season of the year, but just wake up just before the sun rise, right? Because the sun brings a lot of high energy as it rises, right? There's a lot of rising energy when the day is is starting. So you just wake up early in the morning before the sunrise, and as the sun rises, that's what you're gonna do. That's where you're gonna do your manifestation technique, all right? And then you already have your bills, the money that you're going to use. So what you do is you go to your auspicious location that you have already chosen, right? So preferably the place where the sun rises, right? The place where the sun rises, the location where the sun. So you're facing the location where the sun rises anyway. So, okay. So you take your bills and then you put them at the location, at the auspicious location. So as you're putting it there, you have to speak it from the heart. You have to speak your intention from the heart. So mostly use your own heart, your own words. I'm going to give you so for me, the kind of words I say is as the sun rises, may it shine on my finances, and as the gentle breeze flows through my window, may it bring me a fortune. And then I place the money on the auspicious location. So after you place your money there, you're done. Don't think about it. Don't do visualization. You're done. Okay. So because when you do that, it's like you have set this. You've done all these. Symbolism. You've set a very intense vibration. Early in the morning, you've set your intention. So the day starts with you you're engloved within that energy, right? You've already set an intention before you plan anything, before you did anything. So you're engloved in that energy. So then when you go out there, that energy is going to go with you. So things are going to start to happen. You just do it and wait and see it happen. And when you see it, then you'll know, oh, it's what I did. So in addition to this, you can decide to do it on a daily basis. You can do it on a weekly basis. You can do it on a monthly basis, or whenever you need money. And that's really all I wanted to share. So I wanted to also ask you a favor to share this video, because it kind of takes a minute to create content. I have to write down, I have to narrate the video, I have to edit it. It kind of takes time, and the more you share, the more you subscribe, the more viewers I get, the more I'm going to be motivated to tell you my spiritual experiences and the things that I have learned, which are genuine and which are useful. And that's all. Thank you.